The phone lit up at 2:17 a.m. on the kitchen counter, and I wasn't supposed to see what flashed across it. I was standing barefoot on the cold tile of our Brooklyn apartment, a glass of water halfway to my lips, when her screen pulsed in the dark. Just a second. That's all it took. A name I didn't recognize. A message preview that shouldn't have existed. Miss you already. Same room next week. My wife, Lauren, was asleep in our bedroom down the hall. Or at least, I thought she was. The apartment was quiet except for the hum of the refrigerator and the distant wail of a siren echoing down Atlantic Avenue. I stared at that glowing screen like it was about to confess something on its own. And then, it buzzed again. If you genuinely enjoy our stories, please subscribe to the channel, tell us where you're from, and what time it is right now. It's always fascinating to know how far our story flows. I didn't pick it up. That's the part that still haunts me. Because that night, I chose trust. I told myself it was probably a coworker. Maybe a joke. Maybe someone texting the wrong person. Lauren worked in marketing for a mid-sized firm in Manhattan. Late nights, client dinners, conferences, it wasn't unusual. I went back to bed. I lay next to her. I listened to her breathe. And I told myself I was overthinking. That was the first lie I told myself. The doubts didn't come all at once. They crept in slowly, like water seeping under a door. It started with small things. Her phone was suddenly always face down. She took calls in the hallway. She started going to team strategy dinners twice a week. Once, she came home smelling like a hotel lobby. Clean, polished, unfamiliar. New perfume. I asked. She smiled. Just the office air freshener. Weird, right? I laughed it off. Because I trusted her. Because I wanted to trust her. Months passed. And every time something fell off, I gave her the benefit of the doubt. Every single time. Why are you home so late? Traffic on the FDR was a nightmare. Who's texting you at midnight? Just Sarah from work? She's freaking out about a deadline. Why didn't you answer my call earlier? I was in a meeting, babe. You know how it is. And I didn't know how it was. Or at least, I thought I did. That's when the unease started turning into something heavier. Something harder to ignore. One night in October, I was waiting for her outside a restaurant in Midtown, the Smith on 3rd Avenue. We were supposed to have dinner. She texted me she'd be 10 minutes late. I stood there for 25. Then I saw her. Across the street. Getting out of a black sedan. Laughing. With him. He was tall. Confident. One of those guys who moved like the world owed him space. He said something, and she hit his arm playfully. Then she leaned in. Not a hug. Not quite a kiss. But close enough to make my chest tighten. I stepped back into the shadows before she could see me. And then my phone buzzed. Running late. Be there soon, red heart. I stared at that heart emoji. And something inside me cracked. But I still didn't confront her. Not that night. I told myself I needed proof. Real proof. Not assumptions. Not feelings. Facts. That's what I clung to. Because confronting her without evidence felt like jumping off a building and hoping the ground wouldn't be there. So I started watching. Quietly. Carefully. I checked our shared bank statements. That's when I saw it. A charge. $487.32. The Marlowe Hotel, Soho. On a Wednesday afternoon. Lauren was supposed to be at work that day. I clicked through the details. Room service. Wine. 2 meals. My stomach turned. That's when I realized something was wrong. Not suspected. Not feared. Known. I didn't explode. I didn't yell. I didn't even bring it up. Instead, something inside me went silent. Cold. Focused. For a year, I had given her the benefit of the doubt. Now I was done giving. The next step was confirmation. I hired a private investigator. It felt surreal, like I was stepping into someone else's life. But within a week, I had everything. Photos. Time-stamped entries. Video stills. Lauren. And him. Checking into the same hotel. Leaving together. Laughing. Touching. Kissing. His name was Daniel. Her boss. Married. Of course he was. I sat in my car in a parking garage on West 34th Street, flipping through the file. Each page felt like a punch. Each image a betrayal I couldn't unsee. And the worst part? She didn't even try to hide it well. Because she never thought I'd look. The confrontation came 3 days later. I set the stage carefully. Dinner at home. Candles. Wine. Her favorite pasta from that little Italian place in Williamsburg. She smiled when she walked in. Kyle, this is sweet. What's the occasion? I looked at her. Really looked at her. And for the first time in a year, I saw a stranger. No occasion, I said. Just missed you. She kissed my cheek, and I felt nothing. We ate. We talked. She lied. Effortlessly. And I let her. Until the very end. I stood up, walked to the kitchen, came back with the envelope, set it on the table. What's this? She asked. Open it. She hesitated. Then she did. The first photo slid out. Her face drained of color. The second one. Her hand trembled. The third. She stopped breathing. Kyle. Don't. I said quietly. Just one word. But it stopped everything. The denial came first. It's not what it looks like. Classic. Then the manipulation. You've been distant lately. Then the blame. I felt alone. Then the tears. I didn't mean for it to go this far. I sat there, listening, watching, and feeling absolutely nothing. Because by then, I was already gone. What she didn't know was that I had spent the last 2 months preparing. I had already filed for divorce, already secured a lawyer, already separated our finances, already sent the evidence, anonymously, to Daniel's wife and his company's HR department. The fallout was immediate. Daniel was terminated within a week. His wife filed for divorce. Lauren lost her job 2 days later. Conflict of interest, ethics violation, corporate language for you got caught. She came to me then, desperate, crying. I made a mistake, Kyle. Please, we can fix this. I looked at her, the same woman I had trusted, defended, loved, for years, and I realized something. I didn't hate her. I didn't even love her anymore. I just understood her, and that was worse. I gave you a year, I said. She blinked. What? A year of doubt. A year of chances. A year of trusting you when I shouldn't have. Her voice cracked. I didn't know. That's the point, I said. You didn't think you had to. The divorce was finalized 3 months later. Clean. Efficient. Final. She moved out. Last I heard, she was staying with a friend in Queens, trying to start over. Sometimes, late at night, I think back to that first message, that glowing phone, that moment in the kitchen, and I wonder, what if I had picked it up? What if I hadn't given her the benefit of the doubt? Would it have changed anything? Maybe. Maybe not. But I know this much. Trust isn't what destroys you. It's what you ignore to protect it. And I ignored it. For 1 year too long. The end.